In the hollow of an ancient, towering tree resides the cozy nest of an owl family. Ollie, a small owl with feathers the color of twilight and eyes like golden coins, sits beside his mother, Athena. His father, Archimedes, and elder sisters, Luna and Stella, prepare for their nightly flight. Their powerful hoo-hoo calls echo through the forest as they take to the sky. Ollie tries to join in, but a mere weak wee escapes his beak. A wave of disappointment washes over him as he watches his family disappear into the darkness, his small heart heavy with concern. He wonders why his voice fails him, why he can't produce the strong, confident hoot of his kin. He snuggles closer to his mother, seeking comfort in her warmth, a silent question lingering in his bright eyes. The vastness of the night sky seems to mock his inability, and a sense of isolation creeps into his young soul. Night has fully embraced the forest, casting long, dancing shadows across the leaves. Alone on a branch just outside the family nest, Ollie resolves to practice. He takes a deep breath, puffing out his chest, just as he's seen his father do. He opens his beak wide, focusing all his energy on replicating the resonant hoo-hoo. But the sound that emerges is nothing like he intended, a pathetic, drawn-out wee-wee that barely disturbs the quiet of the night. His small body slumps with frustration. He tries again and again, mimicking the movements of his siblings' throats, but each attempt ends in the same feeble result. He can't understand why his voice won't cooperate. The other nocturnal creatures of the forest remain silent, their lack of response amplifying Ollie's feelings of inadequacy. The cool night air offers little solace to his troubled spirit. High above, Ollie watches the graceful silhouettes of his family soaring through the starlit sky. Their strong, clear hoots drift down to him, a reminder of what he cannot achieve. A deep wave of insecurity washes over Ollie. He wonders if he'll ever be a proper owl, capable of hunting and communicating like them. The thought gnaws at his little heart. Will he always be the odd one out, the owl with the squeaky voice? Fearful scenarios play out in his mind, being unable to warn others of danger, failing to attract a mate, or simply not belonging. The vast, mysterious forest suddenly feels menacing, and Ollie longs for the comfort of his mother's wings. He clutches the branch tightly, his small claws digging into the bark, a silent plea for reassurance echoing in the darkness. The first rays of dawn paint the sky with hues of pink and orange as Ollie sets out on a new quest. He remembers seeing Pip, the energetic squirrel, chattering away in the nearby oak tree. Perhaps Pip, with his lively and varied calls, can offer some guidance. Hope flickers in Ollie's chest. He flits from branch to branch, his keen eyes scanning the forest canopy. The morning air is fresh and carries the scent of damp earth and pine needles. He listens intently for the familiar chick-chick of Pip, his small head swiveling from side to side. Finally, perched high on a sturdy oak limb, Ollie spots the bushy tail and nimble movements of his squirrel friend, busily gathering nuts. A surge of nervous anticipation runs through him as he prepares to approach. Ollie lands gently on the branch beside Pip, careful not to startle the busy squirrel. Pip pauses his nut gathering, his bright eyes blinking curiously at the little owl. "Hello, Pip," Ollie says timidly. "I have a question. How do you make your chick-chick sound so well?" Pip tilts his head, a half-eaten acorn clutched in his paws. He seems amused by Ollie's inquiry. With a playful flick of his tail, he responds, "It's easy, Ollie. You just go, chick-chick, chick-chick." He demonstrates with a rapid series of sharp, clear chirps. Ollie watches intently, trying to memorize the movements of Pip's small mouth and throat. He hopes that by understanding Pip's technique, he can finally unlock the secret to making sounds. Taking another deep breath, Ollie attempts to mimic Pip's cheerful chick-chick. He opens his beak and tries to produce the sharp, staccato sounds. But instead of a crisp chirp, a series of comical wee-wee noises escapes him, sounding more like a distressed chick than an agile squirrel. Pip, initially curious, bursts into laughter, his tiny body shaking with amusement. He drops his acorn and rolls onto his back on the branch, his chuckles echoing through the morning air. Ollie's face flushes with embarrassment. He hadn't expected such a ridiculous outcome. The other birds nearby chirp softly, seemingly intrigued by the unusual sounds. Ollie feels a renewed wave of disappointment, his hopes of finding a quick fix fading. Pip continues to chuckle, mimicking Ollie's pathetic attempts with exaggerated wee-wee sounds, much to his own delight. The other squirrels in the vicinity gather around, their curious gazes fixed on the little owl. Ollie feels a sharp pang of hurt. He hadn't come to be ridiculed. His initial hope now turns to despair. He realizes that trying to imitate Pip is not the answer. With a heavy heart, he spreads his wings, ready to leave. "Thanks for trying to help," he mumbles, his voice barely audible. He takes off, leaving behind the laughter of the squirrels, the sound echoing in his ears like a mocking chorus. The joy of the morning has been replaced by a bitter taste of failure. As Ollie flies aimlessly through the forest, the rhythmic croaking of frogs drifts through the air. He remembers the lively chorus he heard near the old pond yesterday. Perhaps the frogs, with their strong and varied calls, can offer a different kind of insight. A new spark of hope ignites within him. He changes direction, following the sound of the croaking. The forest becomes denser as he approaches the water, the air thick with the scent of damp earth and lily pads. The symphony of frog sounds grows louder, a cacophony of yang or byang that seems to fill the entire area. Ollie hopes that by observing their vocalizations, he can learn something new about making sound. Ollie lands softly on a large, green lotus leaf floating serenely on the surface of the pond. The water is still and reflects the surrounding trees like a mirror. Several frogs of different sizes and colors are scattered across the lily pads, their throats pulsating as they fill the air with their characteristic croaking. Ollie watches them intently, his golden eyes studying their movements. He notices how they inflate their throats and the different pitches and rhythms of their calls. He hopes to understand the mechanics of their vocalizations, believing that by mimicking their physical actions, he might finally be able to produce a strong sound. The tranquil setting of the pond offers a moment of calm amidst Ollie's turbulent feelings. Inspired by his observations, Ollie puffs out his chest and tries to imitate the frogs. He attempts to replicate the deep, resonant yang or byang sound, but what comes out is a strange, comical mix of his own weak wee and a guttural byang, a sound that is neither owl-like nor frog-like. The frogs on the nearby lily pad stop their croaking and stare at Ollie with wide, unblinking eyes. Their expressions are a mixture of surprise and confusion. Ollie feels a familiar wave of disappointment wash over him. He had hoped that by mimicking the frogs, he would finally find a way to make a strong sound, but his attempts have only resulted in an even more peculiar noise. The silence that follows his failed imitation seems to amplify his feelings of inadequacy. The frogs exchange puzzled glances, their moist skin glistening in the soft sunlight filtering through the leaves. One particularly large, green frog croaks softly to its neighbor, seemingly commenting on Ollie's unusual vocalization. They huddle together on a lily pad, their round eyes fixed on the little owl with a mixture of curiosity and bewilderment. Ollie can sense their confusion. His attempt to join their chorus has clearly fallen flat. He shifts uncomfortably on the lotus leaf, feeling like an unwelcome guest at their pondside gathering. The chorus of "Gyang or Gyang" resumes after a moment, but Ollie can't shake the feeling that he doesn't belong, that his voice is fundamentally different from everyone else's. Ollie sighs, a small puff of feathers escaping his beak. He hops off the lotus leaf and onto the muddy bank of the pond. He drags his feet slightly, his spirits sinking with each step. He feels like giving up. He has tried to imitate the squirrel and the frogs, but both attempts have ended in failure and ridicule. Maybe he is simply not meant to hoot like other owls. The thought is a painful one, but a sense of resignation begins to creep into his heart. He wonders if he should just accept his weep as his only form of communication, even though it makes him feel so different and inadequate. The vibrant sounds of the pond, once a source of hope, now seem like a mocking reminder of his own inability. Despite his despair, a tiny flicker of hope remains within Ollie. He remembers hearing about a group of fireflies that gather near the old, gnarled willow tree at dusk. They are said to possess a special kind of light and wisdom. Perhaps they can offer him some guidance, a different perspective on his problem. With renewed determination, Ollie spreads his weary wings and flies towards the willow tree, the setting sun casting long shadows across the forest floor. The air grows cooler as evening approaches, and the first fireflies begin to appear, their tiny lights blinking like distant stars in the twilight. Ollie hopes that these luminous creatures hold the key to understanding his own unique voice. Ollie reaches the gnarled willow tree and spots a cluster of fireflies near a thorny rose bush. Their gentle, rhythmic blinking creates a magical, ethereal glow in the deepening twilight. He lands softly on a branch near them, careful not to disturb their delicate dance of light. He takes a deep breath and asks timidly, "Excuse me, fireflies? I was wondering if you could tell me the secret to making beautiful sounds." The fireflies pause their blinking for a moment, their tiny lights focused on Ollie. One firefly, whose light seems a bit brighter and steadier than the others, floats closer to the little owl. The air around them hums softly with the silent energy of the glowing insects. Ollie waits patiently for a response. The brighter firefly, its light pulsing with a gentle rhythm, speaks in a soft, calming voice. "Little owl," it says, "we do not make sounds with our voices, but we create light with our hearts. Each of us shines in our own unique way, with our own special pattern." It hovers in front of Ollie, its light illuminating his curious face. "Your voice may not be like the others, but that does not mean it is not beautiful. Perhaps it has its own kind of light, a unique melody that the forest has yet to hear." Its words are comforting and thought-provoking, offering Ollie a different way to think about his voice. The other fireflies blink in agreement, their lights creating a supportive and encouraging atmosphere. The firefly's words resonate deeply within Ollie. He realizes that he has been so focused on trying to be like others that he hasn't considered the possibility of having his own special voice. He thinks about the fireflies and their individual lights. Just as each firefly shines differently, perhaps his voice is meant to be different too. A new understanding dawns in his mind. He doesn't need to force himself to sound like his parents or the other animals. Maybe his true voice lies in embracing his own unique way of expressing himself. A sense of peace washes over him as he contemplates this new idea, a quiet confidence beginning to bloom in his chest. Hope flickers as Ollie flies back. Moonlight bathes the forest. Soft night sounds fill the air. Ollie listens, no longer comparing. Wind whispers beneath his wings. Excitement mixes with nerves about his unique voice. The journey feels optimistic for the first time. Ollie lands by his nest. The night is still. Moonlight creates an ethereal glow. He closes his eyes, finding inner peace. No more pressure to imitate. True strength is individuality. Anticipation bubbles as he prepares to try his own voice. Gathering courage, Ollie calls out. Not like parents, squirrel, or frog. He sings from his heart. A sweet, gentle wee-hoo emerges, his own. Joy and relief flood him. His unique call echoes softly, confidence soars with Ollie as he flies. His sweet wee-hoo calls echo, a testament to his identity. Other creatures pause to listen. Ollie embraces his uniqueness. Happiness and belonging fill him as his call becomes part of the forest's song.